Thank you so much for nice skit and being present here. So happy New Year for everyone of you. So, so I thought of Divya Prabhu mentioned the skit that he's going to perform. I thought of discussing something relevant to that kind of topic. So right now we are having a little bit of celebrating with the New Year occasion and also a little bit of spaced out with respect to our spiritual sadhana. So, holiday effect. Yeah. Let us come back from the holiday effect to our regular. Yeah. So, yeah. So now, like whenever we see coming from the failures, we immediately recall whom in the university presentations for the students. Thomas Alva Edison mentioned. So, but it's better not to take him as a role model because he failed for 10,000 times and he said, I didn't fail for 10,000 times. I failed 10,000 times, doesn't work. 10,000 processes, 10,000 ways of making the bulb doesn't work. So if it is to the spiritual life, every failure, every lifetime is a chance for us. So we can't afford to fail that many times. So try to we try to avoid that kind of scenario. But of course, our spiritual life is not like a hypothetical thing. Like if you see the flight directions on the Google Maps, like if it is from New York to California, it is a straight line, right? So it is a myth. The flight official says flight will be off course 80% of the time. At 80% of the time. So once it takes off, we see that it's going in the straight line, but it will be off course, it will be totally distracted 80% of the time. So, and the pilot has to keep on correcting it, keep on correcting it, and then so finally it comes to the place of destination. So this flight example is very much relevant to our spiritual life because as you see, right, when we start the devotional process, we tend to have enthusiasm. Devotees are coming, everybody is associating, everybody is saying Hari Bol, and encouragement everywhere. And we'll be able to release chanting holy name also. And after some time, everything becomes kind of routine, kind of know what is there in this program, what is there in this chanting. We gradually lose the taste also. So, but it is said, right, that in this analogy, just like in a flight, we tend to feel the speed in the beginning stage when when it is taking off, when it is on the runway. But after it takes off and when it is at the topmost point, when it is when it is going at the highest speed, it seems to be static. Nothing is happening. So similar to that, when we started our spiritual life, we tend to have some kind of excitement, more. It is said that initial periods are more sweeter. Krishna gives that sweetness, Krishna gives that reciprocation initially so that we get encouraged. Yes, there is something in this process. But after that, it is up to us to just keep on continuing. We have to motivate by ourselves, we have to motivate, we have to deal with our anarthas, we have to deal with our old habits, we have to deal with our family, profession, and all those things. On the top of it, we have to have this, we have to take regularly association and daily sadhana. There's so much things to do, right? So that all things that we have to do. Krishna will facilitate, but we have to use wisely, make proper use of association, make proper use of the spiritual initial releasement that we have, and then if by by our good fortune, if we get even one realization, that is good enough for us to keep on the track. But if we are only intellectually convinced, we don't have any realization or reciprocation from Krishna, but still that is also okay, but it needs a lot of motivation. So the thing is, like in our spiritual life also, we as we start practicing, as we do progress in our spiritual life, we tend to get distracted quite often. Sometimes harsh winds come, sometimes distracted, sometimes deviation, something comes in our family, So and but especially this example is valid for somebody who is already convinced. Yes, this is the process that I have to be in. Okay, if you are not yet, not convinced till now that yes, the process of devotional service, the process of bhakti is my ultimate purpose, then you might need more association, more training. Okay, so but somebody who even like a fixed up devotee who is actually even sometimes initiated devotees also, there is a chance that they get distracted due to some things in their life. So now uh, the reality of this path is the initially it will be very sweet, and then but as we progress, the test will come, test from the material nature, you know, uh, like our own anarthas, our own malpractices, and some distractions, which will actually momentarily may fall down. Krishna says this process of devotional service is such that there is like Krishna says, my devotee will never perish. So once you start the process of devotional service, your spiritual credits will be always there with you, even this lifetime, in the next lifetime, or to the eternity. But only thing is, our spiritual progress will be paused for momentarily. Hmm. So that's why we may have to rethink and resume back. Okay, and like so after that, this is example of Vishwamitra, right? Vishwamitra initially thought he wanted to become a Brahmarshi. So then what happened? In the first attempt, Urvashi came. He failed. He got a child, Shakuntala, and then she left. And after she left, he realized that he has wasted his all the spiritual credits. And then he again resumed from the back, from the scratch. Again, next time Ramba came, and he became angry, and he cursed her, and he lost all his spiritual credits. Like that, he fell down many times, and then finally, with determination, he came back, resumed the process. Especially, he was from Satya Yuga. In those ages, they have to meditate for thousands of years, tens and thousands of years. So, but we hardly have 50, 60 years of chanting. Okay? So he resumed it with determination. Okay? He didn't give up and go, okay, let me go back. This path is not working for me. Let me go back to my kingdom. I already have a kingdom. Didn't do that. He resumed the process. He again started from the scratch, fell down, lost everything. Again, like it's like somebody started a business, he's doing well, he became a millionaire, billionaire, and one mistake, he lost everything. Again, started from the scratch. Again, become wealthy. Again, lost everything. Again, start from the scratch. So it takes Rupa Goswami writes, Utsahat Nischaya Dharya means with enthusiasm, patience, and determination. These things are very much required for our spiritual progress. And another example is, so what to do with us? What to do with ourselves? In our lifetime, momentarily we may get distracted, we may get spaced out. What to do is we have to what do you call introspect, and then with introspection find out what is the fault, where the mistake has happened, and then and we regret also. If we know that we made a mistake, we regret, and this regret will purify us from all the contamination that has happened. Okay, and then we'll resume the process. So but sometimes some of us, they tend to be in the depressive state, like oh, I'm fit for nothing, and like no, I'm fall down. I cannot. No, my life is wasted. The that no, authorities say that we should avoid. We can avoid this depression traps. This will actually this will actually delay our progress, because if we are like in that state of depression, we don't enthusiastically associate with devotees. We don't enthusiastically uh, do our spiritual sadhana, do our association. We tend to isolate ourselves. We should avoid this, and this depression is only waste of time. So repent ourselves, realize the mistake, and then progress. Just like Bharat Maharaj, he was well knowledgeable. He was in the police ashram. He was doing meditation, but he got distracted due to a deer, and due to that mistake, he became a deer in the next life. And in the body of a deer, he realized that mistake. Oh, I have performed. This is my mistake. And then with determination, he only took the association of saintly people. He didn't go to his herd. No? The deers will always go in herd, right? He didn't go to his herd, and he only ate dry grass, and he always kept himself in the association of saintly people, and he was in the ashram itself. And then he left the body as a deer and became Jada Bharata, the Brahmana in his next life. And then in the Jada Bharata life also, he was fully conscious of what has happened in these two previous lives. So Krishna will do that favor for a devotee to retain his memory of what state he was in, how he fell down, if it is required, okay. Then Jadavartha, this time he didn't take any risk. So he totally pretended he is a dumbest person. And people, nobody took seriously. They didn't even get married, no distractions. He totally gave used his time and energy only for the sake of spiritual life. So he totally used his time in his spiritual practice, and his spiritual depth, his spiritual uh, consciousness, his consciousness, we can see when he discusses about the spiritual path to Maharaj Rahugana. Until that point of time, everyone was used to think he is a dumb person. Okay, so now, but even if we get distracted, Krishna will never leave us. Krishna will always inspire us as a Paramatma. We always, like as a devotee, we focused on the Bhagavan feature of the Lord. But with respect to yogis, they are focused on the impersonal aspect or Paramatma aspect. Jnanis are focused on the Brahman aspect, impersonal aspect. So, as a devotee, because of we came in the devotee association, it is very much we are at advantage position. Means we are already on the right path. For a jnani to come to the right path, from the Brahman stage to again to Paramatma realization and to Bhagavan realization, it takes a very long process. So anybody coming in association of devotee, anybody coming into Krishna Bhakti is not like one lifetime's happening. It's the accumulation of many lifetimes of Sukruti will bring one to Krishna consciousness. Bahunam Janmanam Madhye Jnanavan Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. Means anyone who is coming into the process of bhakti is a Mahatma, he is very rare. So we see billions of people are there, very few are the Krishna devotees. So that is a means we are already on the right track. Only thing is sometimes we may get even greatest soul they when at the time of death when they are not able to remember Krishna, they repent. They take it very seriously. No? Hmm? Madhavendrapuri, right? Madhavendrapuri was Ishwarapuri. Ishwarapuri, he was not able to remember Krishna in the last moment. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Guru's Guru. Like that. So, Yeah, Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri was suddenly was due to bodily condition, he was not able to remember Krishna at the time of no, when he was in his last moments. So he had a disciple. His name is Ramchandra Puri. Ramchandra. So he said, okay, if you're not able to remember personal form of Krishna, then you just meditate on Brahman. And Madhavendra becomes serious. No, you go away. Why are you getting demotivating me? Because for a devotee to come to the impersonal platform is a fall down actually. Now, see outside people, so many, if you go to Rishikesh and all, you see so many yogis and sages. What they say is everything is Maya, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. I said just focus on the nothingness. And that is the worst state that a devotee can imagine. And when Ramchandra Puri said that, Madhavendra Puri became very upset. But Ishwara Puri, who is a guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he assisted his guru in remembering Krishna. He served humbly, and that's why Madhavendra Puri blessed him. You will attain the perfection of your life. That's how he become the guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He become the guru of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, but Ishwar Puri was serving very humbly. He was stringing, he was cleaning, he was like when a person is on the bedridden state, he didn't move from the bed. He has to do everything in the bed only, and somebody has to take care like a baby. And Ishwara Puri got this opportunity to take care of Madhavendra Puri, and that's the reason Lord reciprocated with him. See, as a devotee, we are guaranteed to go back to Godhead. Just like this thing, right? You go to Vaikuntha, may some lag is there, but definitely we're all one day we'll be going back to Godhead. But how much reciprocation that we receive from Krishna, it depends on how much deep we go in our devotion service. So it is said that the holy name of Krishna has the ability to counteract the sinful reactions that we even be able to imagine. Counteract more than the holy name of Krishna has the ability to counteract the sinful reactions of the person. What we even imagine, not like it's beyond our like there are sinful reactions that are beyond our imagination. Holy name of Krishna can counteract them also. It is said that we have like full tons and tons of cotton. We just need one spark to burn it into ashes. So that is the power of holy name of Krishna. So, but Krishna's holy name has that much power. But when we chant Krishna's holy name, but we are not attentive, means Krishna is personally present. Krishna is there when we chant, but when we are inattentive, we are not there. We are somewhere else. Our lips are moving, our mouth is speaking, but we ourselves are totally somewhere else. That's why it is Krishna says, right? Mind is a cause of bondage and mind is a cause of liberation. If your mind is fully controlled, it is the best of your friend. You can remember Krishna at the worst stages of life. Even in the bedridden, you are in a non-devote association, you are working, you totally don't have a chance to associate. If your mind is fully Krishna conscious, then you are in the safest space. But uncontrolled mind is your worst enemy. But when your mind is not controlled, then when you are in the temple, in the devotee association, and you are doing japa, listening to the class, then your mind is somewhere. Then means I'm not talking about anyone, like our mind, okay, I should not say your mind. Whenever I say you means us, okay, including myself. So so when that means only the best thing is just spiritualize our mind, spiritualize every aspect of our life. So best New Year resolution is take one process, one aspect, like increase one aspect. Now, see, there are so many things that Prabhupada gave us: reading Srimad Bhagavatam, association, uh, and then service, then sadhana, all those things. In just take one resolution. Don't take too many resolutions. No? Just take one resolution. Okay, for this new year, this is my resolution. I will be able to do this. Okay, I will be able to chant more, or I will regularly read these books or Prabhupada books, or I will do this service. It's like that we can say, that way we are making progress. We'll be able to see that now we are able to use our time. This like this a new resolution of the Divijit program team, like to perform skits every week for Sunday kids. That is very nice because whatever we speak might they might forget, but what we see, what the devotees act and devotees try to convey the message, that will come along with us for a long time. So precisely make a resolution and try to follow that. And instead of making so many resolutions which we cannot handle it. Okay. So, but among all the type of resolutions, most important aspect is taking the association regularly. Even if you have everything, if you don't have proper association, there is a chance of falling down. And even if you have even if you don't have anything, but you have the association, you're already in safe hands. So that's why Prabhupada used to tell his disciples, see, I established these temples, I started this movement. What is the most valuable thing that I'm giving to is association of devotees. So we have to take the association very, very seriously. Okay, by make plans, by somehow or other, you have to take the association regularly. If it is association, like it is said that that's the basic, right? ABCD. A starts with association. Association. Because of your association, you will be able to have motivation to do other things. Otherwise, due to material energy, due to overcome influence of other factors, there is a good chance that we may get distracted and we may make our spiritual progress as second priority. Unless we have active association, um, Krishna says, my devotees inspire each other. Parasparanukathanam means they discuss about me and glorify me, and then they encourage each other. So that is the most important thing. So if you not yet taken any resolution yet, take this one resolution. Okay, whatever may be, I will have this association uh, on regular basis, and then recovery through attentive. So when we realize that now we are we got distracted, then we have to recover ourselves. The first best thing to start the recovery process is the chanting process, attentive chanting. When you chant attentively, then chant attentively, then take association, take different service, and then that way, for chanting, there are no hard and fast rules, and there are no restrictions also. Even if you don't get association immediately, you can take the association of the holy name. You just keep chanting. But of course, we will not be able to release chanting if we don't have proper association. And no special penance required. Just chanting in itself is enough. No need of atonement, no need of anything else. Just chanting in itself is enough. Chant attentively, just taking the shelter of Krishna. Because Krishna is the most loving personality, most merciful personality. Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. He is the well-wisher of everyone. More than Krishna is, his holy name is more powerful and more merciful. So by taking shelter of holy name of Krishna, we can easily purify our heart and we can easily become again be able to come to the right path, right consciousness, with right pace in a faster way. Okay. And then reframing the reversals as mercy. Okay, we fall down, we get distracted. Now we have to think that this might be the mercy of Krishna. Just like in the case of Ajamil, he was born in a nice Brahmin family, was well cultured and well educated. But due to some distraction, he lost totally distracted from his path. He gave up spiritual life and then went on to some prostitute, and then he started performing so many abominable actions. But what brought him back is the holy name of Krishna. So once we realize that we got distracted, then just take it as a learn from the mistake and try not to repeat that mistake again and again. Because every lifetime we have unlimited number of opportunities Krishna can give, but we should not risk, because we never know how long it took for us to come to this stage, and we never know, because once we get distracted, once we get swayed away, it might take a many number of lifetimes for us to again come back to the process. So, and then as long as we are in the devotions in this process, there is a protection at every stage. Okay, the surrender. If you have taken full shelter of Hari, then you are accidentally stumbles. Krishna takes away the reactions immediately. Okay, so any kind of reactions, any kind of pitfalls, Krishna doesn't matter. Only thing that we have to careful is being a Vaishnava aparadha. That is a mad elephant offense. Any seva aparadha can be contracted by chanting the holy name of Krishna, except the offending of a devotees, and offending the holy name. Okay, and as long as you stay in the path of bhakti, Krishna says in Bhagavat, "Apichera suduracharo bhajite mam ananeba sadhureva samantave samyak vyavasito hisa." Means even a devotee sometimes seemingly performs sudurachara, means most abominable actions. But as long as he is still in the process of devotion service, he still should be considered as Mahatma. He is still in a good state. Okay, so that's where Krishna actually again declares that now my devotee will never perish. Okay, so practical steps for coming back is immediate resumption. Okay, don't wait. As soon as now, actually sometimes we may have to sacrifice, we may have to deviate due to family responsibilities, due to professional responsibilities, and due to occasions. We may have to deviate. As soon as that phase is over, immediately come back. And while we are in that state, we have to be longing. Okay, I'm missing, like that. Okay? There is a nice story, right? Like two brothers set out to for a two brothers are there. They are from nice devotee family. And what happened? One brother, he wants to go to a New Year party in a pub, and another brother wants to go to temple where Sankirtan is going on. Okay, so first one he goes to Sankirtan party, but his mind is in the right, and the second one goes to the pub to enjoy with them. So, but the first one, he has this longing, or I came to hear Sankirtan, my brother might be enjoying very nicely, and his consciousness is there. And the second one, who went to the materialistic enjoyment, he was he didn't find any taste there, and he was thinking, I should have gone to temple. There is a nice Sankirtan, can take nice darshan of Krishna, like that. He was meditating on the temple. So suddenly, what happened? Both of them died. So immediately, for the first one, Yamududas came, and for the second one, Vishnudutas came. And this first one, when he went to Yamaraj, he said, "How come my brother, who is actually in the pub, he went to Vishnu Loka, while me being in the temple, I came here?" Then Yamaraj says, "See, because you are where your mind is. So that's why when we are when we are away from association, when we are away from this proper devotional atmosphere, we have to long for it. This longing will keep us our mind mentally in that devotional circles. Okay, that way we will be protected. And sincere prayers, where the lotus feet of Krishna to help come out of. Now, why we have to sometimes, even if we can take the association and try to, we can, even if we can make use of coming the spiritual association, we tend to avoid that and go to materialistic association. That is due to the weakness of mind, Hridaya Daurbalyam. that can be overcome only by the mercy of Krishna. We have to sincerely pray to Krishna to bring us out of this uh, situation. And then we have to have this uh, consciousness, proper Varnashma consciousness, and always take the holy association. So, and finally, we should have this wherever we are, the spiritual first aid kit. First, we should have this process. Okay, we should be fully convinced that this is the process that I have to be. This is the goal of my life. And then second one is invoke Lord mercy just by chanting holy name of Krishna, always smaranam. Huh? And just like it is said, right, when we chant the holy name of Krishna, all the anarthas will flee away. Just like when a lion roars, all the small animals will flee away. The same way, the holy name of Krishna, as soon as we chant, we take shelter, it is the roar of lion depends on how deeply we take shelter of holy name of Krishna. So when we take such a shelter, when we chant holy name of Krishna in such a manner, then all the anarthas will immediately get vanquished. And adopt mild rebuke. Don't be too much depressed and just mild rebuke so that we have this longing for the right association. Okay. Next one is purification protocol. Open Bhagavat Gita, read, take association of Srila Prabhupada, and then resume prescribed duty. Whatever we gave the the chanting and then association, resume our daily routine, and then pray to Krishna to give shelter at his lotus feet. Because unless um, in every aspect there are two things are required. Uh, like when something has to be accomplished, both the I can say lover and beloved. Like we wanted to love Krishna. Krishna is our beloved personality. Both has to reciprocate each other. Unless we get reciprocation from Krishna or his devotees, it is very difficult for us to continue for long. So unless that we are not qualified, any of us who are takes in birth in Kali Yuga, we are not qualified at all. Qualification is out of what you call out of syllabus, out like that. We don't have any qualification, out of subject. If we think that we are qualified for going back to Vaikuntha, it is we are an illusion. We are all mercy cases. So and sorry? Yeah, only mercy, Krishna's mercy and Guru's mercy can save us. And in order to invoke that mercy, we show our sincerity by taking up to the process. Okay. So and taking up, see, we are actually our austerities are very minimal. Just chant 16 rounds, take nice prasadam, and then take nice association and follow four principles. That's it. And what are we promised? The position where even the demigods like Indra, Brahma, they are aspiring for them to go for us for going back to Godhead, going back to Vaikuntha, going back to Golok Vrindavan. That position we are awarding. That is the power of mercy. So mercy is the only hope. So when we have this thing in mind that we don't have any qualification, but if we are proud of our purity, of our like ability to recite shlokas, of our position, or anything like that, then we are delaying our success. Okay. So hardly hard like now from we have to take shelter of Krishna, and then we hope for the mercy of Krishna, and then seek Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, and then find a Vaishnava. Sometimes if we get distracted, disclose that what's going on in your life. Have at least one devotee whom you can discuss and about our spiritual life, and then check the enjoying spirit. So we're not telling don't enjoy. We're telling enjoy with Krishna. So that is what the key. Okay, enjoyment is always guaranteed in Krishna conscious process. Only thing is we have to have this inclination to enjoy with Krishna, not independent of Krishna. Okay. And then for fall downs, these are the verses to remember. Like now, we're all divine in nature. As a soul, we're all full of knowledge, full of like Sachidananda. We're eternity. Chit means full of knowledge and full of bliss. So momentarily, we may come across so many anartha of our heart. Okay, lust, greed, anger, envy, all these things. We don't have to identify ourselves with those temporary things. They are like passing clouds. Just wait and come stick to the process. And as Krishna says, Apichet Suraja means even like sometimes in our life also, in other devotees' life also, we see something horribly gone wrong. You should think that there is Krishna's mercy is more powerful than any fall down. Okay, and then uh, like and then take shelter of holy name Krishna. And when we are weak at heart, okay, then take association of Krishna's devotees and hear Krishna Katha. Srinvatam Sakatha Krishna Punya Sevana Kirtana Hridayanta Sabudrani Vidnoti Surusadam. These insecurities of the heart. Sometimes we feel low, sometimes we feel like no, there is no shelter for me, there is nobody carrying me. That thing you take shelter of Krishna's holy name and discuss Krishna Katha. Somebody who hears Krishna Katha, for him there is no uh, insecurity. He will be always in positive sense. He will never be in a is not in a passive state, no, pessimistic. He'll be always optimistic and he'll be more in a positive lifestyle. Okay, but while throughout the process and after the even concluding of the session, we have to be aware of this seventh offense of the chanting holy name of Krishna. We should not intentionally perform any actions which we can avoid with our own abilities, thinking that oh, I'm in Krishna conscious process, I can do this thing because I'm chanting. This chanting will take care of clear this offense. So this is the holy offense toward the holy name of Krishna. This one thing we have to avoid. Of course, there are some things out of conditioning we have to engage some, but when we should not do some things which the conviction that okay, I will be saved by the holy name of Krishna. Okay. So this is like abusing the holy name, and this will prevent one from attaining the pure devotional service. Of course, you are chanting the holy name, and liberation is guaranteed. But after liberating, where you wanted to go, how you wanted to be in the dearest position. See, as soon as a kid starts going to school, huh? And so many kids start going to school. Okay, like no, same schooling is required to become a peon in the government office, or to become a collector, or to become a bureaucrat. So, based on how much sincere, how much seriously we take this process, we're all guaranteed the process of liberation. We're all guaranteed of going back to Godhead. But what is there in the spiritual and what is not there in the material world? There is something in this material world which is not in the there in the spiritual world. Can anybody tell know that? Huh? Yeah, preaching, doing service to Krishna, doing active preaching means reach out to people who don't have, who are not in Krishna consciousness, either through book distribution, either through just suggesting or reaching out. It might take like you may have to sacrifice your false ego. People will think that he is coming for with a motivation, or he is coming to get money, or he is coming to get something. So we may have to sacrifice that. We should be like a beggar. Please take to Krishna. That wonderful service is not there in the spiritual world, because in the spiritual world, everyone is devotee, right? If you go to initial devotee, Prabhu, please chant holy name of Krishna. Then that Prabhuji, I'm chanting. Why are you telling me? So that you cannot do in the spiritual world. You can only do in this material world only. That you don't have to preach to the strangers, total new strangers. Preaching is not only just by words, preaching by actions, being exemplary devotee, show our tolerance, show our patience. So that's how we preach to our family members, our friends. Like sometimes, like there are some instigating situations, some provoking situations. There we display by the strength of our spiritual life, we display utmost patience, utmost tolerance. That is also preaching. and we come across some non-devotees, some are who are actually wanted some help in some means, do as much as help we can do, and then try to connect them to Krishna. That is also preaching. So that way, even it is said that for Prabhupada says, for a preacher there are no hard and fast rules. Means like, of course, we should not abuse that. Means like if sometimes preacher may seem to seemingly little low on some service or sadhana, but still he is very dear to Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? Somebody who preaches, gives this philosophy of Bhagavad Gita might to others is the most dearest person to me. There is no one will be more dear person. So that is the advantage. That is that much Krishna allows the somebody who is actually out preaching to other people, some new people or some someone whom we know, but still they are not in the process. So we can do preaching in many ways, giving some nice prasadam and being very nice to them, and always being joyful in the process of devotional service and showing how joyful it is. But sometimes we may not be. We don't have to pretend. We have to be genuine. Okay. And then, in a sense, we must be conscious of the difference between our present and past conditions. So, as we come in Krishna consciousness, how can we say we are making progress? Look at our life ourselves. Our preference has changed. Our mentality has changed. The things that we give importance has changed. Earlier, and the amount of angry and all the attachments that we have that changed. So we are internally safe and secure as of now. So, and we have to make more and more progress. There is no limit to the spiritual advancement. It is said that even the gopis in the spiritual world who are very dear, Ashtasakis, they are doing very, they are striving very hard to make spiritual progress. So, what to speak of the persons who are in the metal world, who are struggling in the metal world like us? Because there is no limit how much you can get out of Krishna consciousness. Because just like Krishna is unlimited, Krishna's mercy is unlimited, Krishna bhakti is unlimited, Krishna spiritual progress towards Krishna is also unlimited. As we keep performing bhakti more and more, you get more and more relations, more and more spiritual progress. That's why this was called Navanavarasa, means newer and newer days. So, and there is no limit to that, okay? And we should be careful not to fall down from this most exalted level, okay? The art of coming back is simple. Whenever you find yourself away from Krishna, repent sincerely, chant frequently, and serve enthusiastically. Krishna is already waiting with open arms to catch you. That is what I wanted to say. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. If anybody have any questions or comments, you can. Okay, if no one has any questions, we'll end here. Tantra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Saurapad ki jai, Anand Krishna Vrunda ki jai. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Pad ki